What if I told you that crossing the marathon finish line is only the beginning of what your body is about to experience? The moment you stop running after 26.2 miles, a cascade of biological events begins that most runners have no idea is happening inside them. Your body is literally breaking down and rebuilding itself in ways that will shock you. The last thing I'm going to reveal about what happens in the 72 hours after a marathon will completely change how you approach your recovery. But before we dive into the incredible science of what your body goes through, I need you to do something right now. Smash that subscribe button and hit the like button, because what you're about to discover could mean the difference between a quick recovery and weeks of unnecessary suffering. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever run a marathon? And if not, are you planning to? I want to know where you're at in your running journey, because what I'm about to share applies whether this is your first marathon or your 20th. Welcome to a journey inside your body that's going to reveal exactly what's happening from the moment you cross that finish line. Prepare to discover why your legs feel like concrete, why you can't walk downstairs normally for days, why your immune system crashes, and most importantly, what you can do to speed up recovery and come back stronger. This isn't just about feeling sore. This is about understanding the profound physiological stress you've just put your body through and respecting the recovery process it needs. Over the next several minutes, you're going to learn the timeline of marathon recovery, the biological processes at work, and the exact strategies elite athletes use to bounce back faster. Before we get started, I need to know where you're tuning in from. Comment right now with your city or country. I absolutely love connecting with our global running community. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss content that could transform your running and recovery. Trust me, everything I'm about to share is backed by science and real-world experience. Let's start at the exact moment you cross the finish line. You're flooded with emotion, relief, joy, maybe tears. Your body is pumping endorphins and adrenaline, which is why despite running for 3, 4, or 5 hours, you feel euphoric. But here's what most runners don't realize is happening beneath the surface. Your muscle fibers have sustained significant damage. During a marathon, you take somewhere between 30,000 to 50,000 foot strikes. Every single one of those impacts creates micro tears in your muscle fibers, particularly in your quadriceps, calves, and glutes. This is called exercise-induced muscle damage, and it's the primary reason you're going to be incredibly sore in the coming days. Your muscles are literally torn at the microscopic level. But that's not all. Your glycogen stores, the carbohydrate, fuel stored in your muscles and liver, are almost completely depleted. Even if you fueled perfectly during the race, you've burned through thousands of calories and your body is running on empty. Your core body temperature is elevated. You're likely dehydrated despite drinking at aid stations. Your electrolyte balance is off. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, all disrupted. Your immune system, which has been working overtime to manage the inflammatory response during the race, is now in a compromised state. Studies show that in the 24 to 72 hours after a marathon, your risk of getting sick increases dramatically. Your body has just fought a war, and now it's vulnerable. Blood markers show elevated levels of creatine kinase, an enzyme that indicates muscle breakdown. Your inflammation markers are through the roof. If a doctor looked at your blood work right after a marathon, they'd think you were seriously ill. But here's the amazing part. Your body is designed to handle this. It knows exactly what to do to repair, rebuild, and come back stronger. You just have to give it what it needs. The first thing you need to do in those immediate minutes after finishing is keep moving. I know this sounds counterintuitive. You want to collapse, you want to sit down, but that's actually the worst thing you can do. When you stop moving abruptly after intense exercise, blood can pool in your legs, which can lead to dizziness or even fainting. Keep walking for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Grab your finisher medal, take your photos, but stay on your feet. This gentle movement helps your heart rate come down gradually, assists in clearing metabolic waste from your muscles, and prevents that blood pooling issue. Once you've walked for a bit, this is when you need to start the refueling process. Within the first 30 to 60 minutes after finishing, your muscles are primed for glycogen replenishment. This is called the glycogen window. You want to consume easily digestible carbohydrates and some protein. A recovery drink, a banana with peanut butter, a bagel, whatever you can stomach. Your appetite might be suppressed due to the effort you just put in, but force yourself to eat something. This jump-starts the recovery process immediately. Hydration is equally critical. You need to replace not just the water you lost, but the electrolytes. Plain water isn't enough. You need sodium, sports drinks, electrolyte tablets, even salty foods. Weigh yourself before and after the race, if possible. For every pound lost, you need to drink about 16 to 20 ounces of fluid. Most marathoners lose several pounds of water weight during the race. Rehydrating properly in those first few hours makes an enormous difference in how you feel over the next several days. Now let's talk about what happens when you finally get home and the adrenaline starts to wear off. This is when reality hits. You're going to feel stiff, really stiff. Getting out of a chair becomes a challenge. Walking down stairs is almost impossible. You might walk backward down them because it hurts less. This peaks around 48 to 72 hours after the marathon. This is called delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS, and it's a direct result of those muscle micro-tears we talked about. Comment below right now and tell me, what's the most ridiculous way you've had to move around after a marathon? Did you walk backward downstairs? Crawl? I want to hear your stories because we've all been there. Here's what's happening. Inside your muscles during this time, your body has triggered an inflammatory response. White blood cells are flooding into the damaged muscle tissue to begin the repair process. This inflammation is necessary for healing, but it's also what causes the pain, swelling, and stiffness. Your body is literally rebuilding your muscles fiber by fiber. New proteins are being synthesized, damaged cells are being cleared away. This is why rest is so critical. If you try to run hard or do intense exercise, during this period, you interrupt the repair process and risk further damage or injury. Your body needs time. There's no shortcut. But there are things you can do to support the process and feel better faster. Active recovery is one of the most effective tools you have. This doesn't mean running. This means very gentle movement that increases blood flow without adding stress. Walking is perfect. Easy swimming or pool running, gentle cycling, yoga or stretching. The goal is to move your muscles through their range of motion, which helps reduce stiffness and promotes circulation that brings nutrients to the damaged tissue and removes waste products. Sleep becomes absolutely non-negotiable during marathon recovery. This is when the real magic happens. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which is essential for tissue repair. Your immune system does its most effective work while you sleep. Your glycogen stores continue to be replenished. If you're not getting at least 8 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night in the week after your marathon, you're severely hampering your recovery. I know life is busy, but your body just did something extraordinary. You owe it the rest it needs to rebuild. Nutrition during this recovery week is just as important as your training nutrition was. You need protein to repair those muscle fibers. Aim for about 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. That's chicken, fish, eggs, legumes, Greek yogurt, whatever your protein sources are. You also need carbohydrates to continue refilling those glycogen stores. And don't neglect healthy fats and micronutrients from vegetables and fruits. Antioxidants from colorful fruits and vegetables help combat the oxidative stress and inflammation your body is dealing with. Think of food as medicine during this time. Every meal is an opportunity to support your recovery. Let me talk about something that many runners overlook: the mental and emotional aftermath of a marathon. You've spent months training for this one day. You've sacrificed sleep, social events, and time with family to put in the miles. You've thought about this race constantly, and now it's over. It's completely normal to feel a sense of emptiness or even mild depression after a marathon. This is called the post-race blues, and it's a real psychological phenomenon. The goal that drove you is gone. The structure and purpose your training provided is suddenly absent. On top of that, the physical exhaustion and hormonal fluctuations happening in your body can affect your mood. If you find yourself feeling down or unmotivated in the days and weeks after your marathon, know that it's normal. Give yourself grace. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling without judgment. This too is part of the recovery process. What are you thinking right now? Have you experienced post-race blues before? Drop a comment and share your experience. Talking about this stuff helps all of us. Realize we're not alone. Now let's get into the recovery timeline so you know exactly what to expect and when. Day 1, race day. We've already covered this. Immediate refueling, hydration, gentle walking, and then rest. You're going to feel tired, but probably still riding that endorphin high. Day 2 and 3. This is typically when the soreness peaks. You're going to be stiff and sore. Movement is uncomfortable. Your appetite might still be suppressed. Focus on easy active recovery, sleep, nutrition, and hydration. Don't even think about running yet. Days 4 to 7. The acute soreness starts to subside. You're moving a bit more normally. You might feel ready to run. Resist the urge. You can start doing very easy cross-training if you feel good. Swimming, cycling, walking, but no running. Your muscles are still rebuilding even if the pain is less. Week 2. This is when you can consider easy running. And I mean easy. Short, slow runs of 20 to 30 minutes at a conversational pace. If anything feels wrong, stop. Listen to your body. Continue prioritizing sleep and nutrition. Weeks 3 to 4. You can gradually increase your running volume and frequency, but keep the intensity low. No speed work, no long runs, just easy miles that rebuild your aerobic base without stressing your system. Most experts recommend taking at least one full day off from running for every mile of the race. That means after a marathon, you should be taking at least 26 days before returning to serious training. That doesn't mean no running for 26 days, but it means easy, relaxed running with no structured workouts. Some coaches recommend even longer, suggesting a full month of easy running before resuming any hard efforts. Here's why this matters. The muscular damage you can feel, that soreness, heals relatively quickly. Within a week or two, your muscles feel mostly normal. But the deeper structural damage to your tendons, ligaments, and bones takes much longer to heal. You can't feel it, but it's there. If you jump back into hard training too quickly, you risk developing overuse injuries like tendonitis, stress fractures, or chronic fatigue. I've seen so many runners make this mistake. They feel good after 2 weeks, they jump back into hard training, and within a month they're injured. Don't be that runner. Patience now prevents problems later. Let's talk about some recovery techniques that can help you feel better faster. First, compression gear. Wearing compression. Socks or tights in the days after your marathon can help reduce swelling and improve circulation. The science is mixed on how much they actually speed recovery, but many runners swear by them, and they certainly don't hurt. Second, massage. A gentle sports massage. A few days after your marathon can help reduce muscle tension and improve blood flow. Keyword is gentle. Deep tissue massage immediately after a marathon when your muscles are already damaged can actually make things worse. Wait at least 3 to 5 days before getting any massage. Third, ice baths or contrast baths. This is controversial. Some studies show benefits, others don't. If you want to try it, wait until at least 24 hours after the race, then alternate between cold water for 1 to 2 minutes and warm water for 1 to 2 minutes, repeating 3 to 4 times. The theory is that this creates a pumping action that helps clear metabolic waste. Fourth, foam rolling and stretching. Gentle foam rolling can help release muscle tension, but don't go too aggressive on already damaged muscles. Light stretching to maintain range of motion is good, but don't force anything. Your muscles need to heal, not be stretched to their limits. Fifth, anti-inflammatory medications. This is tricky. Some research suggests that non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen might actually interfere with the muscle repair process. Your body needs that inflammation to trigger healing. If you're in significant pain, talk to your doctor, but don't just pop ibuprofen like candy assuming it's helping your recovery. It might be doing the opposite. The best recovery tools are the boring ones: sleep, nutrition, hydration, time, and patience. There's no magic pill or device that replaces those fundamentals. Now think about this. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to recovery? Is it taking enough time off? Is it the mental aspect of not training? Is it knowing what to eat? Comment below and let me know. Because understanding your specific challenge helps me create content that serves you better. Let's address what happens to your immune system after a marathon, because this is critical information that could keep you healthy. During the marathon itself, your immune system is actually suppressed. The stress hormone cortisol is elevated, which dampens immune function. In the hours and days after the race, there's what researchers call an open window where your body is more susceptible to infections. Your levels of immunoglobulins, the antibodies that fight off viruses and bacteria, are lower. Your natural killer cells, which destroy infected cells, are less active. This is why so many runners get sick in the week after a big race. You're literally more vulnerable to catching whatever cold or flu is going around. So what do you do to protect yourself? First, Avoid crowded places in the days immediately after your marathon if possible. I know you want to celebrate, but that packed restaurant or bar is full of germs. Second, wash your hands obsessively. Third, prioritize sleep because that's when your immune system does its best work. Fourth, eat nutrient-dense foods, especially those high in vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. Fifth, don't push your body with hard exercise during this vulnerable period. Rest supports immune recovery. Here's something fascinating that happens in the weeks after a marathon. Once you're fully recovered, you actually come back stronger than you were before. This is called supercompensation. The intense stress of the marathon, followed by adequate recovery, triggers adaptations that make your body more capable. Your mitochondria, the energy powerhouses of your cells, increase in number and efficiency. Your capillary density improves, meaning better oxygen delivery to your muscles. Your muscle fibers rebuild stronger. Your cardiovascular system becomes more efficient. This is the whole point of hard training followed by recovery. The stress plus rest equals growth. But you only get that growth if you allow the full recovery process to happen. Cut recovery short, and you just accumulate fatigue without the adaptation. This is why elite athletes are so serious about their recovery. They understand that the training is only half the equation. The other half is rest. Let me share what a perfect recovery week looks like in practice. Immediately post-race, you do your walking cool-down and get that initial refueling done. Later, that day, you eat a good meal even if you're not hungry, and you go to bed early. Day 2, you sleep in, you eat well throughout the day. You take a gentle 15 to 20-minute walk in the afternoon, you do some very light stretching, and you hydrate constantly. Day 3, similar to day 2. Walk a bit longer if you feel good, maybe 30 minutes. Continue eating well and sleeping as much as your body wants. Day 4, you might venture into the pool for some very easy swimming or aqua jogging. Nothing intense. Movement for the sake of circulation. Day 5, another easy walk or swim. You're starting to feel more human. The worst of the soreness is passing. Day 6, if you're feeling good, a very short, very easy run of 15 to 20 minutes. If anything hurts, you stop and wait another day. Day 7, rest day, or another easy 20-minute run if day 6 went well. Throughout this entire week, you're eating plenty, sleeping tons, staying hydrated, and not stressing about fitness. You're trusting the process. One more thing I need to address. When should you sign up for your next marathon? I know that immediately after finishing, you might be thinking never again, or you might be so excited that you want to register for another one tomorrow. Neither emotion should drive your decision. Most coaches recommend waiting at least 3 to 4 months before racing another marathon. Your body needs time to fully recover, rebuild, and then retrain. Back-to-back marathons without adequate time between them is a recipe for injury, burnout, or declining performance. If you want to stay race sharp, do shorter races during that period. A 5K, 10K, or half marathon gives you a goal to work toward without the massive recovery demands of a full marathon. But if marathon racing is your passion and you want to do multiple per year, space them out intelligently. 2 marathons per year with 6 months between them is sustainable for most runners. 3 or more per year is pushing it unless you're very experienced and your body handles recovery exceptionally well. Quality over quantity. 1 or 2 well-trained, well-executed marathons per year where you perform your best is more valuable than 4 marathons where you're constantly tired and underperforming. What you've learned today is that the marathon isn't over when you cross the finish line. In many ways, that's when the real work begins. Your body has just accomplished something incredible, and now it deserves your respect and care during the recovery process. Understanding what's happening inside you, the muscle damage, the immune suppression, the glycogen depletion, the inflammation, all of it gives you the knowledge to make smart decisions that speed your recovery and prevent injury. The runners who bounce back fastest aren't the ones who push through and try to resume training immediately. They're the ones who embrace rest, prioritize sleep and nutrition, listen to their bodies, and have the patience to let the recovery process unfold naturally. That takes discipline. In some ways, more discipline than the training itself because it requires doing nothing when you want to do something. But that discipline is what separates runners who have long, healthy careers from those who are constantly injured or burned out. Here's what I need from you before you go. First, leave a comment and tell me what surprised you most about marathon recovery. Was it the immune system stuff, the timeline, the mental component? I genuinely want to know what resonated with you. Second, if you found this video valuable, hit that like button so more runners can discover this information. Third, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and turn on notifications because I'm constantly creating content that will make you a smarter, healthier, more successful runner. And finally, I've got another video ready for you that breaks down the perfect marathon training plan for beginners through advanced runners. Click the video on your screen right now and continue building your marathon knowledge. Whether you just finished your first marathon or you're a seasoned veteran, understanding recovery is essential. Your body just carried you 26.2 miles. Now carry it through a recovery that sets you up for your next goal. Get out there, rest well, and come back stronger. I'll see you in the next one.